Hi everyone, it's week 9 of Sisters in Shape Adventures in Competing. I'm trying to catch up. I know I'm a little late on these vlogs because I've been sick. Still sick, going on 2 weeks now, but pushing through, and it's getting a lot better. So this week's topic is It's More Than Skin Deep, and I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about the doubts and the fear and all these kind of negative things that happen when you're prepping for competition and you're dieting down and you're putting all this pressure on yourself to get on stage and be compared to a bunch of other women. And I think that every competitor can relate to these feelings, whether it happens earlier in your prep at 12 weeks out or whether it's 2 weeks away like I am now. And for me, this has happened in the last few days, and thankfully I have a really good support network, and so I've been able to talk to some of the girls and just, get those feelings out and put them to bed a little bit. But I know Erica has mentioned before that she calls this last month of competition prep the what the heck month, because everyone who I've ever met who competes kind of in their last month goes, what the heck am I doing? I'm not ready, I can't do this, who do I think I am? All these kinds of things, and it's a natural emotion. You're putting your body under a lot of stress, so there's all these stress hormones going through your body, and then on top of that you're expecting to be compared to a bunch of other women at the peak of their conditioning, with their hair all done, their makeup perfect, they've got their swagger on, they look all confident, but they're going through the same things as you. They have those same doubts, those same thoughts, those same problems. So I thought it would be appropriate to do this vlog with no makeup on, and I'll come a little closer. You can see I've got a bit of an acne breakout happening, which is super fun. My hair's not done. I'm going to the gym. I'm actually wearing my Sisters in Shape I Compete tank top, which is, you can see. So I'm just, this is my gym look, and, competition is not all glamorous. It's not all perfectly coiffed hair and, stepping on stage in 5-inch heels and rocking it. There's a lot of doubt and a lot of nerves and a lot of fear that goes into it. So how do you deal with those things? And I think that one of the main things, like I mentioned, is having a really good support network. And a lot of women find that online, because not everyone in your life is going to understand. It's just not going to happen. A lot of people in your life are, and they're going to be amazing and really supportive. But if they're not going through the same things, they're still not going to understand what you mean when you say, I don't think I'm lean enough. What do you mean you don't think you're lean enough? You're tiny. That's usually the response they're going to give. But, that it's a different level. When you're in the fitness competition world, it's a completely different ball game. So, somebody who is looking at you from the outside, from the normal world, is never going to understand what you mean when you say, I've got a little bit of fat that's holding on and I can't see my triceps. It just doesn't make sense to them. So it can be hard. But if you go online, there's this whole supportive community of wonderful women who all compete, and the men too, but the men go through a completely different ball game, and it's great to talk to guys who compete, but their style of competition prep is so different that it sometimes seems like a completely different world. So some really good resources are the blogging world. If you have a blog, you end up connecting with so many other women who blog about fitness or healthy eating, different lifestyles. I really like paleo blogs, and they inspire me because I can't have gluten, so I get a lot of my recipes and I adapt them from those types of blogs, and you end up connecting with these women who you've never met, but who you feel like you know. And then there's, of course, the Facebook groups and the Instagram, and I highly encourage all of you to check out sistersinshape.com and Busy Mom Gets Fit. And there's just so many out there that you can go onto these Facebook pages, and there's this sense of community, and it really helps because a lot of these women are trying to compete or trying to get fit, going through the same struggles as you, and if you just post a question or even just a, hey, these are my latest progress pics, I'm feeling really down, does anyone have any pointers or ideas about what I can do? There's so many women out there who are willing to put themselves on the line and say, hey, I've been through the same thing, or, I've tried this and it worked really well for me. And it gives you that boost and that extra bit of confidence to know that you're not alone, you're not a freak, you're not the only one doing this, because sometimes it feels that way. And and you're not. So that's kind of my main one. The other one is if you are feeling down and it's related to worrying about feeling beautiful or confident on stage, I recommend getting all dolled up. It sounds silly, but we don't do that during contest prep. We don't go out to eat, we don't go out to fancy dinners and stuff, or if we do, it's a stressful experience because we're dieting and we can't have food and whatever. So just put on full makeup, go and, if you have a significant other, go and surprise them and say let's just go for a walk in, pretty clothing and full makeup, and it helps you kind of feel better about yourself. And if you don't have a significant other, get together a couple girlfriends and say let's go dancing, and deal with the fact that you can't drink and just have water and enjoy it and have a good time, because it'll make you feel better about yourself and a little more confident and a little more normal too, because it can be isolating when you are going through contest prep and you're not doing these normal things, and hanging out with your friends, and seeing your significant other for a proper date night instead of just, hey, I'm going to the gym, do you want to come with me, which I know I'm guilty of. So that's my second recommendation, is just to try to get some normalcy back. And kind of related to that is seeing your friends and seeing your family and not isolating yourself, because this prep is 12 weeks. It's a long time, and some people go through it for longer, and especially if you're trying to get into shape in the first place and then thinking about a competition, you might be doing this for a year and a half, and you're isolating yourself potentially from your friends and family, and they don't necessarily understand. But this is your choice, so you should try to make it fit within your life. You can't just put everything on hold and say, well, after the competition I'll see my friends, after the competition I'll see my family. That's not a good way to live your life, and it's not fair to the people in it to just expect you to drop them for a period of time and then come back to them. Most people will be accommodating. Not everything has to revolve around food. You can go for walks. You can invite your friends to come to the gym with you. Most of them will only go once and then realize that you're a crazy person and they don't want to do your workouts. But try thinking of other activities that don't revolve around food. Maybe you want to go for a bike ride. Maybe you want to go rock climbing. Hiking through the forest, especially in the fall. In Canada, it's beautiful. I went up to Gatineau Park last weekend and went for a hike with my boyfriend's family, and just looked at all the fall colors, and it's such a nice, relaxing experience. Go to the movies and try to avoid eating popcorn, which is my favorite and you can smell it everywhere, but I do it anyways, and I just accept the movie aspect of it separate from the food, because you need that, and you need your social time, and you need to feel normal. So make sure that you have that. And then practice. That's my last recommendation. If you're feeling really nervous, depending on what it is, if you're nervous about the stage, if you're nervous about posing, practice. Get on those heels, get somebody to take pictures, set up your phone and take video, and make sure you feel confident in those poses and in that walk. For me, it's not the poses, it's the walk. I feel like I look ridiculous and I'm leaning back and my bum doesn't look good while I walk, and I don't know, I have to figure it out. So that's what I've been practicing. If it's, you don't feel like you're lean enough, it's not so much practice, but maybe alter your routine. I had a really hard time because I was sick, so I wasn't losing weight for about a week, and it really put me behind. So I wasn't able to do high intensity cardio, which is what I prefer. So I was doing steady state cardio, and I was finding my metabolism was slowing down. So now I'm back to doing high intensity cardio, and it's for a little bit longer, and I'm doing active rest during all of my workouts and sticking to my diet really, really well. So you just have to kind of look for ways to either make real changes or change the way you're thinking about it, because you're never going to feel ready. Nobody feels ready. And if you do, I envy you, because you must have the most rock solid confidence. I don't think anyone ever feels like their body is in the place where they want it to be, and then when you gain back a few pounds after the show, you're looking at yourself going, what was I thinking? Why didn't I appreciate what I had? So those are my recommendations, and that's my vlog for It's More Than Skin Deep. And you know what they say, eat clean, train dirty, think nerdy. Till next time.